This is a story about a man who climbed Mount Kilimanjaro who wanted to quit when all the odds were against him. The soon-to-be teacher would change the way he sees life. With this huge accomplishment he never thought he could do, Bella and I have the story.
Mark just wanted to be a teacher. Little did he know what kind of adventures he would get into along the way. On the day he went to go turn in his application papers to become a teacher, he ran into his soon-to-be professor. They got to talking about his class and what it would take to become a teacher, and then the professor brought up how he was going to be going on this trip to Africa. Mark knew the trip was going to be expensive, but he didn't care. He was going to do anything he could to go. He saved up for many months in advance. By the time the trip came around, he saved up enough money and he already climbed 2 practice mountains in preparation for Africa.
It was 5 years ago in July that I went on a trip to Africa with some other teachers. Now I was I was just starting my teaching program. I wasn't a teacher yet. So I'm with all these other people that went through the program. I thought I'm going to hang out and find out what teachers do. So we're going to go to Africa and climb Mount Kilimanjaro. But before we could go, we had to do some training.
What kind of training did you have to do?
Get ready. We had to climb some of the mountains here. And we only have, well, I wouldn't say only, they're 14,000 feet high. So we got to get some practice mountains in here. So one of the ones that we practiced on was right up here on the other side of Georgetown, called Bierstadt. And it's 14,060 feet high about. I thought, well, that's pretty high, right? So we go up to practice on that, all the people in the group, most of us, about 14, 15 of us. There's 22 altogether, counting our professor. So we go up pretty quick. I'm the last guy there. Strangely enough, usually I'm first, but I was last. And so they waited for me about 1 second, and there they go. So here I am trucking out the parking lot, and I'm trying to put on my glasses and my boots and carry my hiking poles. I got all my stuff. I'm ready. You know, I got to do it professional. So here I am. Catch up on the last guy in the group, and we go up, do our stuff. We see some different wildlife up there. And it was a beautiful day, an absolute beautiful day. And this is taking place in late June, getting ready for our July trip to Africa. So we get up to the top. You got to get up there before noon so you can get back down before the storms come. That's the key on our practice hike. So we did that. And so you have to start very early. That's why it's a little late.
On their practice climb, they ran into another group, and one of their members had altitude sickness, which is caused by high altitude and can eventually lead to death.
So when we get back the next day, we're getting ready to leave on our trip, we decided we better have a talk about this mountain sickness to make sure that we're all on the same page. So our whole group went through all this stuff to make sure that we know what's going on and get ready. Great. Next day, we're getting on the airplane. Now it's over at DIA. I get there about 6 a.m. Plane doesn't leave till about 11:30 in the morning, but you have to get there early and do all your stuff. And lo and behold, there's my professor and his brother. They're already there.
Well, it was the hottest day of the year, 105 degrees outside. At our elevation, the air isn't thick enough to hold that kind of weight, so they had to reduce the amount of weight on the plane. Were you nervous at all while this was going on?
So we're getting a little nervous. So we get back to the terminal, they get the people off the plane. They eventually had to get 25 people off the plane and their luggage. It takes a couple hours to do that because their luggage has to be taken off as well. That was the real key, not their bodies. Once we got them all off, we're going down the runway. This is the 3rd time down the runway now. I won't bore you with the ones in between. So we're going down the runway. We're lifting off, right? Okay, I'm doing better. We get about 10, 15 feet off the ground and the plane goes like this. Like, oh my gosh, then it goes a little higher and that keeps down. So we can change planes again. Now it's an 11-hour trip over the pond, as they like to call it in Europe, you know, the Atlantic Ocean. So now we get over on the other side. We're in Amsterdam, we've had about a 2.5-hour layover. Well, you know what, we're tired of airplane food, we're ready for some airport food. Big step up. So we're searching around, we're gonna get some pizza, yes. So we go get this pizza, and we couldn't decide what to get, so we all got slices instead of buying a big one and sharing it. We had about 12, 13 people in our group. The other people are doing their thing. Well, we get our pizza, and most people got pepperoni and sausage and that kind of stuff. I'm the veggie guy. I went with mushrooms, yeah. Okay, we're on the plane. We're now we had our veggie pizza. I did. We're flying over the Mediterranean Ocean, or the Mediterranean Sea. We're going over Egypt. Man, there's the pyramid. You can see them from up there. It's so cool. And the lights are coming on because it's just dusk. It's just the sun's starting to go down. We can see. And there's the Nile River. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge, dumping into the Mediterranean Sea there. And you can see Cairo and Alexandria and some of the big cities. So that's pretty cool. Well, we go a little bit farther and it's getting a little darker outside and you can see the lights out there. I think I go to the bathroom. So, you know, it's starting to get dark. I'm tippy-toeing down the aisle not to disturb anybody while they're looking out the windows at all these neat sights. And so I head for the bathroom, there's somebody in it. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go right now. All right, no big deal. I'll wait for a second. Okay, they're starting to open the door. I just yanked them out. I got to get in there now. Whew, I'm in there. Okay, do my business. That's great. Okay, I'll get back. It only took maybe 2 minutes. Back, I'm going back up the aisle, right? I get about maybe 4 or 5 steps from the bathroom towards my seat. Oops, I got to go back to the bathroom. Okay, no one's in there this time. I'm in there this time. Okay, I'm in there for a while. And in fact, the next 6 hours, I'm in the bathroom. Evidently, my mushrooms might have been a little mushy. So it was a bad experience, and that sort of hung with me for about another week or so. Diarrhea, the whole work. So here I am on the plane, not even in Africa yet, and I've already got traveler's diarrhea. It's like, oh my gosh, nobody else is sick in my group but me. Anyway, we fly into Africa. It's the middle of the night. They got to load up our stuff on top of this great big bus type thing. So here we are, we're heading up. We start out basically in the jungles, and the first day we're working our way up, and it's pretty cool. The first night we get up, we don't even get started until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we only have light until about 7:30 because we're on the equator. It's 12 hours light, 12 hours dark, doesn't matter what time of the year it is. They don't have any seasons. So 7:30 is getting dark, and it's about 7:15 now. We get into camp. We're heading for the mess tent. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm worked up. I can finally eat. It's been 6 days now since I got sick. I'm ready to eat. So I'm just chowing away. Everybody else is looking at this food going, rolling their eyes. It's horrible stuff. I'm using both hands. It's awesome. I'm just hungry. So we come out of the mess tent. I'm the last one out. It's pitch dark suddenly. It just goes like that. You're in the wilderness. I don't know where my tent is. They set my tent up for me, the porters. So we hike all day, and we get to about, 10,000 feet. We get to explore some lava tube caves and stuff. Pretty fun stuff. Well, we sleep the night off, and we're ready to go. Now here we are on our third day. We're going up, and we arrive at our place at about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We go exploring. We do these little acclimation hikes where you go up above to get higher elevation and then come back down to your camp to sleep. So it sort of helps, they say. Yeah, it didn't help. I have a major headache already. And I'm only about 12,800 feet. I've already got this headache. Well, that night, great dinner again. I'm really excited. I'm the only one eating all the dinner. Everybody else is just picking at it. They don't want to eat that stuff. I'm just happy to be eating food now. People are starting to not feel their best. They're starting to get that traveler's diarrhea now. And me, I'm already over it now, almost. I'm just used to it, I guess. So I'm getting my strength back. Well, that night, we finished eating. We're talking to people, and okay, so here we are. I'm getting all my gear on. I'm ready. Adrenaline's pumping. I am pumped. So we get out. I'm the first one in line. Okay, let's go do this. Now I'm a rookie. What kind of clothes am I wearing? I got a sweatshirt on from my college. I got my boots on. They're pretty good. They're low-cut ones. Got these nice wool socks on. I've got layers. I got some layers on, so I think I'm ready. Okay, well, with all that adrenaline going, and you just get out there, you can't feel anything. It's cold out there, but it's midnight, right? And you're at 16,000 feet practically. It's high up. It's cold. Not freezing. It's probably maybe 40, 38 in that category right here. But as you go up, it's going to get colder and colder. That's why there's a glacier up there. Wouldn't be a glacier up there if it was over 32 degrees. Well, I didn't think of that. So we're taking off, and we go for about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and we're up to about 17,000 feet. You get up just past that, my heart is pounding 200 beats a minute, and I'm not kidding you. It's going fast. And I go, I'm not even walking. It's going this fast. What's going on here? So I told the guy this. I'm the first person in the line because he's hearing me complain all day. He says, let's take a break. Well, they gave us a break, but you only get 30 seconds. Well, why do you only get 30 seconds? Well, if you stand longer than that, your toes are going to freeze and your fingers are going to freeze. You've got to start moving again. So here I'm stuck in between, freezing and my heart about to explode. Which one is it going to be here that kills me? Here I am on the mountain, and I'm just going to expire here. So finally, we take off again, and I go maybe 100, 200 yards, and I can't go anymore. I think, oh man, I can't do this. I don't want to go home or go back down the mountain, but I don't have a choice. So I'm just picking all my gear up, saying, oh man, this sucks. So I pick up my gear. I'm starting to walk back down the mountain. I'm no longer the leader. I've already dropped into the last position at this time. After a couple hundred yards, I'm in the last position of that. At least I thought I was. So I'm trucking down the mountain after about maybe 100, 200 feet. I go, oh, I'm so pissed off. There's 2 girls laying on the ground in our group. They're just laying there. And there's the professor over there sitting on a rock with his head down, the 3 of them. What is going on here? I go, we can't go anymore, Mark. One of them's crying. The other one's passed out practically from exhaustion. Well, they're in my age category, and the professor's 20 years older, so it's too much. The pace was too fast for us. So we were about to give it up. And then one of the guides comes back with his pal. And he says, hey, we'll get you up the mountain. We'll carry you up there if we have to. I'm going, you're going to carry me? I'm bigger than you guys. How are you going to carry me? And the professor's twice my size. So it turns out what he meant was he'll carry our bags, our backpacks. So he gets us, they take our backpacks from us. The bad thing about that was as soon as he takes our backpack, within 1 minute, 2 minutes, our water freezes because it's not underneath our jacket anymore, keeping it warm. So unfortunately we had no more water, but he explained something to us that got us up the mountain. This is what he told us. He says, okay, you can't stop and you can't go fast, right? You can't stop because you'll freeze. And you can't go fast because your heart will explode, right? Okay. He says, this is what you do. So you just said, take 1 step, stop, straighten your legs, take a breath. Take 1 more step, 2 steps, stop, take a breath. Take 1 step, stop. So it was that rhythm. 1 step, stop, 2 steps, stop. And keep repeating that all the way up as you're zigzagging up the switchback of the mountain of Kibo on Mount Kilimanjaro. And we did that step after step, hour after hour. At 7 o'clock, we didn't ever catch up with the other group. They were just going too fast. So they decide from there, the group up there, they're going to go to the glacier. That's another couple hundred feet higher. They were about 18.9 and they want to go to the 19.2 in order to see the big glacier. You might have heard of the snows of Mount Kilimanjaro. It's a famous book and stories and stuff. They've been going there for a long time. Well, they're going to go see it. Well, while they're going to go that, we got up to the summit. And we're all celebrating, getting our pictures taken with the guides and all this. And the 2 girls are crying. They're so excited, so happy. There's even a tear in my eye because we just accomplished something we thought we couldn't do. That's how tough it was. Our guys are like, oh, whatever, you dumb white people. Okay, just give us your money and we're really happy. All right, climbing a mountain up here in the middle of the snow. But anyway, so I said, okay, you guys ready? Let's go do it. Let's go up to the ice field and see the glacier. And the professor just sitting on the log going, I can't go anymore. And the girls are saying, we're not going to go. We're just happy to be here at the top. We don't want to go anymore. Like, okay, the guy says, hey, you can't go do this on your own. You've got to have somebody with you. And the guy says, we got to stay with these people, so you can't go. I said, no, I'm up here. Let's do it. Anyway, we didn't get to go. I'm a little ticked off to go see, touch the ice field and stuff. The rest of the group is out there. So now we're going to head back down. They're on their way down from the ice field back to the summit. So we're a little ahead of them now to go down. So we're on our way down, and we're maybe 10 or 15 minutes into the down thing, and they're going too slow. My heart doesn't hurt going downhill. Man, and the sun's already up. It's not cold anymore. It's not 28 degrees. It's now probably in the 40s, so this is okay. These Austrians, or maybe Germans, I'm not sure, 2 people, they go right past me while I'm coming down the hill. Oh, that's really cool. Look what they're doing. They're skiing down the hill on the scree. There's no snow now. They're skiing on the rock. How do you do that? It was the coolest thing I ever saw. What you do is you take a step and then you slide about 10, 15, 20 feet. You slide the rocks, then you take another step. And once you get that pattern down, it's like skiing, the sun and the snow. And you got your boot on. So I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it, right? Because I'm awesome. So the first thing I do is I take my jacket off, and I put it around my tie thing. I put my backpack up from I put it on my front side. And I got my poles up here. And so what I do, and then I lean back. Now this is a pretty steep mountain here. We were going like this up the mountain. And instead of going down like this, I'm going to go like this, skiing. So what I do is I lean back just a little bit, my head just touches the hill here, and I start taking a step. My first one slides about 10 feet, then I slide about 10, 12 feet. I'm getting the rhythm of it. Pretty soon I am cruising down that mountain. I pass up those Austrians like they're standing still. This is awesome. Of course, I got going a little too fast, and what happens when you make a right-hand turn instead of going off the cliff? Oh shit, I had to grab a big rock and just hold on so I didn't go over that cliff. Well, okay, I'm going to be a little more careful now. I didn't die. I didn't go over the cliff. I'm good. So now I'm going to go over here and go a little slower. But still, I got down that road. I got down so quick. It wasn't even 10:15 when I was done. We got people up there that are just starting their way down at 10 o'clock. So I get into camp. All the porters come out and say, what happened? I said, oh, I'm done. They said, they're all cheering like I did something huge. I'm pretty excited to be back. They're giving me a little Gatorade type drinks because, for your energy. And this is awesome. So they were thinking like I'm some kind of hero because I'm down so quick. Okay, sure. But it was the coolest thing to get down that fast. And I had 2.5 hours. No one got down 12:30, 1 o'clock. The next people got down.
Mark's story has changed himself and everyone he has told it to. Throughout his journey, he has discovered many accomplishments and goals he always wanted to reach. Although along the way he had difficulties that almost made his dreams of accomplishment disappear, but in the end he achieved what he always wanted to do. To this day, he's telling his story to his 8th grade classes and anyone that would like to hear about his adventure. His goals for the rest of his life are to climb many more mountains, but never to climb the same mountain more than once. Climbing Mount Kilimanjaro formed Mark into who he is today, showing everyone around that you can achieve dreams when you never thought were possible.